The whole idea about the Nairobi International Financial Center has been under preparation for the last, I think, almost 8 years.
Yes.
Finally, it was quite an exciting moment for it to finally come to fruition. And the way it would work is that it's almost like, the way we had the EPZ, where you have got a specific ecosystem where you create a hub to attract investors to bring in capital. So that Nairobi then becomes a center for attracting capital.
Yes.
And we'll have, for example, entities that are normally within the regulated environment. Those ones will have to go still through the normal regulatory requirements where you have got to get the licensing from the regulator and all that. Mm-hmm. For those that are not regulated, you still have to get your licensing from the necessary authority. So you don't have shortcuts, in other words. You still have got to go through the process. Mm-hmm. However, if you are operating within the Nairobi International Financial Center, the authority will create an environment where they can be able to help fast track the processing. So you will be able to fast track, for example, your ability to get a license from the regulatory authority if you are a regulated business, or from the licensing authority if you are licensed. Now, what then happens is that within that ecosystem,
yes,
they would, for example, provide some incentives. So they can be able to negotiate some incentives. So that's why you're talking about tax benefits, for example. You might be able to negotiate some specific tax benefits, but not to the extent of talking about tax evasion. Mm-hmm. It's basically giving an incentive to be able to bring the capital into the country. So it's like, at the end of the day, the economy benefits by virtue of attracting that investment, and there's a return that you give the investor to attract the investor to come into the country. So I think it's a good thing. And given that they have got some specific focus on some specific areas, like you recall they mentioned about the fact that one of the key attractive areas is green finance, which is becoming a major topic. And Kenya, we are in a way gifted by the fact that you have got a fairly good mix in terms of, for example, green energy.